Hello there, you, the viewer. Have you ever sat down and wondered what the world would be like if its governing rules ever fell and was promptly replaced with either worse rules than what it already had, or if the world's problems got solved with baseball? That's right, you heard me. What if you had to solve a murder case by beating another team along with the murderer at baseball? Or if you had to overthrow a dictatorship government through baseball? Or if you had to stop your mother and your father from having a divorce through baseball. Baseball rules the world, and if you're ever caught lacking without your own ball and bat, well, consider your life forfeit as a group of random strangers will beat the shit out of you, drag you to the kokichi compressor, and turn you into a fine paste in which they'll use to lubricate their baseball bats. This is a very avoidable fate, however. You see, in the world of Tribe 9, you are located in a place called Neo-Tokyo, a cybernetic take on Tokyo with no Sendevistans inside. You play as an amnesiac patient named Yo, as your two booger-leaking, screaming childhood friends explain that you are also an autistic baseball mouth breather just like them. But you were the best to ever do it. XB is the game, and that's basically your fucking superpower. But literally, you perform Dragon Ball Super levels of baseball feats. It's actually fucking hilarious. You meet a variety of other bums and homeless people who are accompanied by a fat man. They explain to you that they're a resistance against a man they call Zero. He may be called this because he most likely gets zero bitches. Anyways, the cleanest bum of them all, Kazuki, explains that they are the Trash Tribe and they are currently doing their best to obliterate a satellite primed to destroy the fucking planet. I think Zero watched too much fucking Star Wars. I wonder if he realizes if he destroys the planet, he gets obliterated too. Once all of this is explained, you are left more confused than ever before, and things will only get worse. You see, after receiving this absolutely horseshit news about the world, your psyche is starting to shatter into a million fucking pieces. Because you just got awoken from a mind-controlled induced world where you thought you were the main character in a generic isekai fantasy game. After trying to cope with the fact that Yo's isekai fantasy adventure, where he also was getting no bitches, was over, the group eventually bumps into Mr. Zero Bitches himself. This long, white-haired man-child begins to do this generic "you can't beat me" and "life is a game" speech. The group of trash cans perform their best danganronpa protagonist impression and say no, that's wrong. So Zero just says, okay, sure, I'll just kill you all if you don't want to play with me. Oh, by the way, yo, you and I fought and stuff, and you were the strongest one I faced. Shame. Time for your best friends to die in front of you, by the way.
What?
And then, there you have it. Both of your friends ended up getting instantaneously obliterated in front of you, and there was nothing you could do about it. Oh wait, never mind. Looks like they were perfectly fine all along. Anyways, now that you're in the city with your group of homeless people, you go on chores, errands, and a murder spree while fighting a variety of creative robots before you have to overthrow the current person ruling the city you currently reside in. That's right, each city has been put under very specific leaders, affectionately and autistically referred to as the Numbers, in which you will have to beat the shit out of them until they die in a game of baseball. I'm sorry, extreme baseball. You can't have a basic and civil conversation with these people. No, you have to use your superpowers in order to beat them at baseball. And that may sound strange or even boring, but that shit is a bigger dopamine rush than waking up with the lingering after effects of anesthetics and suddenly getting an adrenaline shot mixed with cocaine stabbed into your veins. I can't emphasize this enough. Playing the baseball mode will make you come. I found myself rooting for people and then screaming at them when they fucking failed. The combat sequence in the baseball mode is so entertaining I can't tell whether I've always been a fan of baseball or that they've converted me. Or maybe it's just because they are legitimately beating the ever-loving daylights out of each other. Who knows? It's like watching people fight in hockey. That's the perfect way I can describe it. You may not be interested in hockey, but you damn sure hope that puck accidentally smacks one of them in the face and they get so angry at one another, they begin performing fatalities on each other. Beautiful. If you can't appreciate the finer things in life, like two people beating the shit out of each other, then I don't know what it is you do for fun. Once you're done proving your physical superiority through extreme baseball, the opponent you faced off against proceeds to die a horrific death and the city is saved. There isn't much else for me to talk about from a narrative perspective without spoiling you, so let's move on to the gameplay. Once you obtain Inoki, one of the highest damaging characters in the game, who looks like she eats like a person who has the body type of Todoroki, everything becomes easy. Inoki equals easy mode, and no, I'm not being biased because I want to see her gobble up my cock along with all of its genetic liquid contents inside of it. I'm just saying all of that because I want to see her gobble up my cock. You go around fighting as many people as possible, murdering them like it's as casual as breathing, and then these enemies become the target of your own sadistic desires that respawns in the world like Dark Souls once you rest at this overglorified porta potty called a rift. Meaning that once you bisect one of your victims and run back to the rift, you can proceed to make them go through the existential horror of being bisected once again. I think I like that a lot. Higher level enemies must be fought in instance-based combat, while lower level enemies get completely obliterated by your basic attack. This is what I call a proper way to handle enemies. Have your lower level adversaries be nothing compared to your 6 levels above the enemy divinity. Also, as of right now, the best character in the story, Kazuki, is out now on Raid Up, so go get your hands on him if you like the concept of Kokichi being the ultimate detective. He uses what looks like 2 swords, wears a suit jacket and t-shirt combination like some form of retard, and has aura unmatched by many. All of the characters have their own distinct and likable personalities, and being able to interact with all of them once you reach a certain point in the story at any time you want, as well as appraising them with gifts so you can eventually perhaps do something familiar to danganronpa players with them, is already a plus within itself. The bosses in this game are difficult, the enemies can get annoying, but the skill required to be good at this seemingly slow game is fairly high, considering all of the fucking bloodstains on the floor. Jesus. I think Junko Enoshima would have had an orgasm at the sight of this many dead bodies. Bosses will range from standing there, letting you crater their fucking skull in, to them beginning to never stop attacking you. Ever. These bosses will go from mindless Genshin bosses to Shadow of the Erd Tree level bosses real quick. And if you're not careful, you may find yourself seeing your own name on the other side of a victimized crime report. Either that, or as soon as you get back up again, you'll come across your own bloodstain with a chalk outline. Well, at the very least, through your failure, your soul can help other people become rejuvenated in order to die against the boss that you finished fighting already, or so that they can, well, just do better than you, I guess. Seeing these little souls on the ground that I can just pick up and use for my own benefit makes me feel like some form of overglorified Reaper in a very colorful world with a bunch of silly characters. It makes me feel very happy. This feature gets a thumbs up from me. It's cute, it's funny, and I love seeing how many people end up failing just because there's one shoe rat there and holy fucking shit, he's a bodybuilder. But yeah, this game is incredibly fun and I can't stop playing it. Seriously, my fingers are starting to bleed, my eyes are burning, and I haven't been streaming like I'm supposed to. This game has me tied up. Please, somebody help me. Akatsuki Games, I think they're taking my soul. Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you all for watching. This video isn't sponsored, but I damn sure want you to play Drive 9 because the story is absolutely amazing. But of course, I want you all to take care and peace.